movie has a tragic beginning. A gang, seemed to be an underworld gang, killed a whole family brutally and raped the small kid like Ross, showing their brutality. Then the scene is changed suddenly. A village is shown attacked by a hyena. Though the wildlife officers had come, they don't have the ability to control a hyena, and hyena attacked them as well. At this moment, this police officer Joshi, called Parthiban, he is from Tamil Nadu and he is an animal rescuer, but he runs a coffee shop in that small town. Using tranquilizer and his skills, he could tranquilize the hyena, and afterward, hyena befriended with Parthiban and his family as well. But because of this incident, he ruined his white shirt. So he changed his shirt in the sly, but he was not good enough to misguide his wife. Wife had already known about the incident and he got blamed because wife had given that shirt with love for their wedding anniversary. Parthiban had a wife, a beautiful daughter and a son. He loved so much his family, and he used to tell stories related with crimes in the night to his kids. But his wife didn't like that habit so much. While these beautiful things happening around, that murderous gang was hanging around this area and hit the people and snatched them in the night. They even killed the veterinary doctor of this small town as well. One day, soon after closing Parthiban's coffee shop, Parthiban was dancing with his little beautiful daughter, whilst one of that gang arrived the shop and requested the chocolate coffee. But Parthiban and his steward girl both said, "The shop is closed, sir." Then he pointed a gun on his steward girl and threatened. Then Parthiban agreed to give a coffee, and he gave all the money earned on that day as well. After a while, the other gang members came inside as well. And when they got ready to move with the money, one fellow whispered others to murder them because Parthiban, daughter and his steward girl saw their faces. Parthiban suddenly started hitting them. At the end of this fight, Parthiban shot all the 5 members of the gang. Parthiban was arrested for this incident, but his lawyer convinced the court that Parthiban is not a person with killing mindset and he had done that for self-defense. In this case, that hyena's case was an advantage for Parthiban as well. Eventually, court gave the verdict to release him. Meanwhile, that dead gangster's family got ready to kill Parthiban as well. Actually, now the game is on. Parthiban and family stayed at home for a while without going anywhere. At the first day they went out to the town, they got an ambush by gangsters. These gangsters seemed to be relatives of the thugs murdered by Parthiban in his coffee shop. Parthiban hit all of them, but the leader of that gang escaped. But his wife and kids were terrified due to this incident again. Then Parthiban requested police security for the protection of his family. But the police inspector rejected it, saying, "Do you think you are a politician with power? The law and government must pass the order." Parthiban was terrified and strangled him. The police officer was narrow escaped. Then he had his friend Joshi wound him and demanded the police security, showing that. But he had policemen like these. Oh my god. After a while, one day, that gangster gang again tried to attack Parthiban's wife and little daughter. But suddenly, a ferocious looking man came and hit them all and killed them. before their eyes. Then he told Parthipan's wife, looking at the daughter, "There is nothing to panic about. It is the same blood. She is my granddaughter, my blood." He is Anthony Das. Anthony Das and Harold Das are brothers and they run a leading drug cartel. They run a cigarette company called Das and Company as undercover. Anthony Das had twin kids, girl and a boy. The boy was Leo and girl was Elsa. Leo Das exactly looked like Parthiban. Their cartel was spreading so fast and Anthony Das needed to become the leading drug cartel of the region. Before starting any business, he always sacrificed an animal. He believed the growth of his empire happened due to this sacrificing ritual. He started with goats and cows and then did human sacrifices too. He believed that groundlessly. One day, Anthony Das was told his kids were the most suitable horoscopes to sacrifice for next business. Then Harold says, "If you ask my opinion, I'll choose Leo." But Anthony Das decided to use Elsa, but he knew it would not be an easy task because Leo and Elsa were very attached deeply in soul. Sacrificing moment came, but last moment Leo started fighting. At the end of the fight, Elsa was stabbed by Harold and Leo was shot. But amidst the burning flames, somehow Leo managed to save his life. That is the past. Let's come to the current situation again. After knowing about Parthiban, Anthony Das and Harold Das started chasing after Parthiban because he looked like Leo. Anthony came to the coffee shop and tried to have some words out from Parthiban, and he failed. Meanwhile, Satya had some doubts due to Parthiban after meeting Anthony, and she had some bad dreams as well. So, she started finding about him with Joshi. One day, Parthiban found a courier and knew about that. He was so frustrated. While he was crying with Satya, he got a call from Anthony. He said, 22 years ago, your sister died. On this very day, I am taking your son, and you know the reason behind that. He had kidnapped Parthiban's son. Parthiban was furious. He chased after them and destroyed all the vehicles. Parthiban and Anthony fought fiercely and Anthony died eventually. Then Harold called Parthiban and said, "If you want your son back, hand over my elder brother to me and take your son." Parthiban managed to get the body with the support of a police officer and brought the body to Harold Das. Then Parthiban showed his old photos and documents to Harold and tried to convince him that he is not Leo. But unfortunately, their hawk came towards Parthiban and identified him. Meanwhile, Harold had sent a gang to kill Satya and daughter. But Parthiban had set so many traps in the garden amazingly. Joshi and that police officer, tiny police officer, and Haina altogether killed all the gang members. It was so thrilling fight, my friends. Again, Harold tried to hit Parthiban and tried to get some words from him, but Parthiban hit them all. After a fierce fight with Harold, Parthiban had a gun. At that moment, Harold said, "Hey, either shoot it or drop it." Then Parthiban changed his voice and said, Leo, 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 Leo. He revealed that he was Leo, and giving his famous action, he shot Harold and escaped his son as well. Then he thought, in my past, I committed many crimes. The last chance I got to reform is my family. I will do anything for my family. The man called Leo is dead. No matter how many people come and ask, I will convince them too. Parthiban got together with the family again, giving a happy ending. But Parthiban had a call from another drug dealer giving a clue that it is not the end and more stories to come. As Elsa said, Parthiban, go away and get rid of that life. Parthiban became a different man. That was the story of Parthiban. Let's meet again, my friends. Please subscribe my channel. Cheers.